Cillian Murphy's newly established production company, Big Things Films, could see more collaborations with Hollywood heavyweights Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, as hinted by co-founder Alan Moloney. Their recent project, Small Things Like These, which premiered in cinemas this weekend, marks the first release under their new banner and is the fifth collaboration between Maloney and Murphy. The film delves into the life of a man confronting his past and the connections he has with a Magdalene laundry located in New Ross, Company Wexford, and it was co-produced by Affleck and Damon's company, Artists Equity. When asked about the potential for future partnerships, Maloney expressed openness to more collaborations, stating, "If something feels right, then why not?" He emphasized the positive experience they had while working with the iconic duo, who were impressed by the screenplay penned by Disco Pigs writer Enda Walsh. According to Maloney, both Affleck and Damon were quick to get on board, having been drawn to the screenplay with little persuasion. Walsh's adaptation of Claire Keegan's novel had been presented to a couple of other places before it reached Affleck and Damon, but Maloney noted that those entities were slow to respond. He commented on the differences between the American and British film industries, saying, "In the United Kingdom, particularly, they take a very long time to read and process. The Americans are much more efficient in that respect." He recounted how they shared the script with Affleck and Damon on a Friday, and by Monday they had expressed their desire to produce the film, stating they read it over the weekend and said, "We're in. We want to do this. How do we figure it out?" Maloney mentioned his prior connection with Damon, having worked together on the documentary Kiss the Future. Murphy also had the opportunity to personally deliver the script while on the set of Oppenheimer. Maloney fondly described Affleck and Damon as great, noting the bond he felt with them due to their shared Irish heritage, saying, "They're Boston boys. I guess when you're Irish and meet someone from Boston, you feel like you know each other." Reflecting on their collaborative history, Maloney mentioned the rapport he has with Murphy, which has developed over the years since they first met on the set of the cult classic Intermission in 2003. He reminisced, "It was a very good experience for everybody involved. Most of us were quite young at the time, and we're all still here, we're all still working. Director John Crowley is making Academy Award-nominated pictures like Brooklyn. Colin Farrell is obviously still working away. And everyone else is." Following Intermission, the pair collaborated on Breakfast on Pluto, where Murphy delivered a powerful performance as a trans woman in 1970s Ireland, earning his first Golden Globe nomination. Recently, Maloney had the chance to watch that film again with his teenage children, who praised it for being so ahead of its time. Their partnership continued with Perrier's Bounty in 2009 and The Delinquent Season in 2018. Maloney expressed admiration for Murphy's career trajectory, stating, "It's obviously great to see the success he's had. But the thing about Cillian is, what you see is what you get. He doesn't pretend to be anything other than what he is. He's not interested in celebrities or any of that stuff. He's interested in making great films. He's interested in portraying characters that he can get under the skin of. And it's all about the work. Our relationship is based on shared interests and shared values, trust, largely." Big Things Films was specifically established to create Small Things Like These, which also features talents like Eileen Walsh and Emily Watson, but Maloney revealed that they have more projects in the pipeline. Murphy is set to portray a head teacher at a reform school for boys in 1990s England in an upcoming film titled Steve, adapted from Max Porter's novel Shy, which will be directed by Belgian filmmaker Tim Mielents. Furthermore, Big Things Films is working on an adaptation of Mark A. Bradley's book Blood Runs Cold: The Yablonsky Murders and the Battle for the United Mine Workers of America, in which Murphy is expected to take the lead role. Maloney hinted at additional possibilities for Murphy in their future projects, stating that they are also developing another Irish story based on an original idea rooted in our recent history. He noted that they have been reviewing numerous scripts over the past year, describing many as very strong, really well written, yet some simply did not resonate with the team. He remarked on the cultural implications of their work, saying, "It is in our DNA to sweep the realities of our institutional past, as depicted in Small Things, under the carpet. That was the culture. This story takes place around Christmas 1984. I turned 18 that year. It was very dark, and there was a kind of code of omerta. There was a conspiracy of silence. And everybody was guilty of that. I think it was only really around the mid-80s that it began to turn, people began to talk about it a bit more." In a recent critique of the film by conservative columnist David Quinn, published in the Irish Catholic, Maloney stood firm against the notion that the film exaggerates the darkness of 1980s Ireland. He countered, "I know quite a few girls who were thrown out of home when they got pregnant in the mid-80s. He may have had a different experience, but the fact that he's writing for the Irish Catholic suggests that he might have a bias." With an eye toward the future, Maloney remains optimistic about Big Things Films' trajectory, underscoring their commitment to telling impactful stories that resonate with their collective experiences in history.